Adventure forever. There was a couple who loved traveling and just enjoying nature. They went from one province to another in the Philippines. They often bring their car with them so they would feel safe while having their things inside their vehicle, including food and water, makes them more prepared for long hours of driving. Sometimes, when the night catches them on the road, they would usually find a motel to stay the night. They would sometimes stay and sleep in their car if motels aren't available in the area. One day, the couple decided to go into another adventure. This time, down south. They left pretty early, having planned their route. Everything went well, and they even stayed at a small eatery where they had their lunch. They were the only ones inside. Well, that's aside from the old man who was manning the small restaurant. That's understandable as they were pretty far from the city and they haven't seen houses for a while now. They were just lucky they spotted this small restaurant and decided to stop by. The food was lovely, but they just noticed the old man kept on glancing at them while they were eating. Well, whatever. Once they finished, the couple went to the old man to pay for their food. They also asked him how far would the next town be. The old man simply replied that it wasn't that far, but the main road was actually under construction about a mile from there. The reason there weren't a lot of customers recently. The couple, having heard this, got, worried because that was the road they were about to use to get to their destination. They asked the old man if there were other roads available, to which the old man replied that there is one, but it would go directly through the forest. The couple did not think of anything, since they're used to going through forests and mountains and different terrains during their adventures. They asked the old man for directions and the old man instructed them where to go. They said goodbye and went on their way. The couple drove into a narrow corner with only dirt tracks serving as their guide. There wasn't any proper roads and they were surrounded by trees and tall grasses. They continued and drove through this for hours until it was late in the evening. This was where the woman got worried. They've been driving for hours, but there weren't any sign of houses in any directions. Just the open field and the seemingly never-ending road. The guy, although concentrating with his eyes straight on the road, he seemed anxious as well. He looked at his dashboard, where he could actually see the gas level, and it wasn't looking good. He was just thankful that his wife has not seen it yet, or she would have freaked out. They're about to run out of gas, and going back from where they initially came from was not going to be possible anymore. Just when he was about to stop and talk to his wife, the car stopped abruptly, and he could see smoke coming out of the front hood. The engine stopped, and his wife looked at him. He knew. She knew. He calmed her down and told her about their predicament, to which she understandably freaked out. He then calmed her some more. Once calm, he asked his wife to stay in the car. He took the flashlight from the glove compartment and stepped out of the car. He then looked at the front part and realized that there's no other way to work on this alone. He would need a professional mechanic for this. He glanced at his wife, and even when he could see that she's just trying her best not to freak out, he would have to tell her about this other predicament they're facing. So he went inside, talked to her, and told her that they would need help. However, they could not go together because someone might pass by, and his wife staying in the car would mean that it would be faster for them to be saved. Since there's no reception in the area, he would also need to walk some more to find one. Plus, he mentioned that while he was checking the car, he noticed some light from a distance. That might have meant they were actually near the town. Well, he's not sure. The last information stopped his wife from freaking out though. There's one condition she wanted before she would let him go. That is, they would use their password. That's when he gets back. She was a bit superstitious and would want to make sure it was actually her husband coming back to her. Her husband knew about this and agreed. Their password, safe word, safety net, whatever you call it, had always been the same. Adventure forever. With that, of course, that calmed the wife down. He bid her goodbye. Well, that is, after he told her to trust her guts and never open the door for anyone else aside from him or someone she feels safe with. The husband also reminded her that he would be bringing the car keys with him. Well, it was actually a duplicate for the car doors. She said yes, and he went on his way. The wife waited and waited. It was about 30 minutes into her waiting when she heard something from the tall grasses. She steadied herself and listened some more. Nothing. There wasn't anything or anyone. When she looked at the driver's side of the window, though, she was surprised to see an old man standing right outside, smiling. Her husband's words then echoed into her mind. Even when she wanted to just scream, she couldn't. Something was odd. It was definitely the old man they met at the restaurant earlier that day. The same man standing and looking at her while smiling. But there's no way it was a smile of happiness. There was something vile in the way he was looking at her. She trusted her guts and didn't roll the window down. She asked the old man what he was doing there. The man said that he was sent by her husband to collect her, that her husband was in his house and resting, and that she should go with him. But she knew better than to believe the old man. She screamed at him to get out of her sight, that there's no way that her husband would have done and said that. She was frantically screaming at the old man until she heard him say something that made her stop. Adventure forever. the old man uttered their secret word, their password. Her blood ran cold upon hearing that. She was especially frightened for her husband's safety. She screamed and screamed some more while the old man started to laugh. He then said, "Let me get him for you then," and then started to walk away. The wife didn't know what to do. She was thinking of ditching the car and looking for a cell reception by herself. But she also thought she would be safe inside the car. She'll wait until sunrise, which was a few hours from then, but she was really, really worried about her husband. While deep in her thoughts, she heard the rustling of leaves again. Nobody was inside. She looked at all sides of the car, but nothing. Suddenly, she heard knocking. From her side, she was so surprised that she immediately moved to the driver's seat. When she looked closely, he was maniacally knocking on her window, trying to get in. She was so scared and was about to open the door on the driver's side when the old man stopped, looked at her in the eye, and gestured no with his index finger, moving in front of his face. This stopped her, and the next thing he did shocked her to her core. For after that, he seemed to reach for something below him. He emerged, and slowly, with his right hand, he was holding her husband's head by the hair. Then, he slowly lifted his left hand as well, where he was holding the duplicate keys for the car door. Terror came over her as everything went black. Hey everyone, this is Kida Emina. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned next Monday for another story. If you have any scary stories that you want to share or hear narrated, email me at kidaemina@gmail.com. I'll see you in the next episode. Big hugs, everyone. Bye.